Korean celebrity chef Edward Kwon. A former head chef of the Burj Al Arab Hotel, the dream workplace of many chefs. He boldly put his past behind and after many years of cooking for customers from all over the world, came back to Korea. These days, he is busy publicizing Korean cuisine around the world. Today on Heart to Heart, Korea's first-generation celebrity chef, Edward Kwon. Hello, Edward.
Yes.
Welcome to Heart to Heart.
Thank you.
Would you please say hello to our viewers that are watching our show?
Sure. This is Edward Kwon. I'm a Korean chef, and actually, it's a great honor to be here to meet you, actually, Heart to Heart's audience.
Oh, thank you so much for
My
once again
pleasure.
being on our show. Now, chefs are enjoying huge popularity these days. There's a huge boom.
Basically, especially in Korea. at the
Yes,
moment,
in Korea. And of course, you are the very first generation Korean celebrity chef who has started everything for us here in Korea.
It
The
sounds
culinary
like I'm
boom.
way too old.
But what is your main focus on right now? What are you focusing on the most?
Basically now, I do a lot of gala dinner. A lot of the viewers might say, what is gala dinner?
What is a gala dinner?
Basically, in Korea, especially Parents' Day or Christmas Eve or whatever, big day, a lot of famous singers rented big hotel grand ballroom and selling tickets 500 between 1,000 and doing the concert with the dinner show. Just like same as what chef does it. So I do, but I'm not singing. I'm not singing. I do cooking demonstration stage.
Oh, wow.
And then I served every different courses and I introduce and then mingling with customers. So it's kind of like a gala dinner show, but chef's gala dinner.
Wow. I know that you were appointed honorary chef of Burj University College of Hospitality in Malaysia.
Right.
Now, with that, you became the very first chef to be appointed so by the university, right?
Right.
The very first Korean chef.
Yeah, Korean chef, right.
And you were also the very first foreign chef to be made honorary member of, I hope I get this right, Bocuse d'Or Academy Malaysia.
Right.
So could you tell us about this? I heard that it's like the Olympics of cooking.
Basically, chef's name. So the Bocuse, the full name is Paul Bocuse. He's a French chef. He's one of the legendary French chef. Recognition of a whole entire world. So who does it Western cuisine, they knows his name. So he's making organization of every other year in France, especially Lyon. Does it World Pastry Championship, World Culinary Competitions, and also World Exhibition as well. So every other year, all of the world chefs fly to the Lyon.
I see.
More than 1,000 people.
That many?
So many people. And also he has a school in Lyon as well. So every different countries, they have a Bocuse d'Or association. And then that time is Malaysia, Bocuse d'Or Association invite me to be a honorary member of the Bocuse d'Or in Malaysia.
That's wonderful. So earlier you mentioned something about the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang. So let's get to that. You're busy, or you have taken part in this very special event in developing 10 dishes for the 2018 Winter Olympics.
A lot of people say that, why Edward Kwon?
Why not Edward Kwon?
Yes,
you've got to
but
be the
there
right
is a lot of
person for it.
great chefs in Korea as well. I'm born in there.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, my hometown.
Oh.
I grew up there as well. So I know their particularly specialty product in that areas. So that's why they call me. And then, you're born in here, why don't you making dishes? So I say, okay, why not? Actually, it was really big mistakes.
Why do you think? Why are you saying
Because
that it's
I
a big
know
mistake?
that way too much products.
Yeah.
And then I stuck into the, actually, you know, that products where I grew up and always eating that products. So I stuck into the, actually my ideas. And it was really takes too long time to change my mind to look at actually different way of the products.
I see.
So finally 10 dishes came out and it was representing to actually Korean food, also area actually the product as well. So like buckwheat, there's a very particular that area.
Yes.
And the beef is such as amazing quality there as well. So I'm making actually name as like Arirang. Because the Pyeongchang, they're nearby Jeongseon there. They're one of the actually area name. And then there's a most famous song as Jeongseon Arirang. So we pulled out that name and then we're merging with actually bulgogi and then twisting each other. So you should go to Pyeongchang. And I like to say the viewers, please come to the 2018 Winter Olympic and then you should try the Kwon's food there as well.
Definitely. You're watching Heart to Heart with our guest today, the very first generation Korean celebrity chef, Edward Kwon, who is very busy trying to globalize Korean cuisine around the world. Let's take a look at his activities and we'll be right back. Now, you've worked as the head chef at the Burj Al Arab in Dubai.
Right.
So tell us, what got you there and about your experiences there as well?
The basically hotel head chef rather than actually head chef. Head chef is restaurant chef. The hotel head chef is in charge of the whole entire hotel.
I see.
And it was a great actually experience to me. Worked there 2.5 years and preparing a lot of celebrity food. I mean, everybody's a celebrity there. Basically, the Burj Al Arab, they say the world's most prestige hotel in the world.
Yes.
And also expensive as well.
Very expensive.
To be honest with you. But very customized hotel. Usually 5-star international hotel employ as like example, like if you have 200 rooms and then if you employ more than 300 then you can certify as a 5-star international hotel. But Burj Al Arab is only 202 rooms and the whole entire rooms is a suite. And more than 2,000 employees work there.
More than 2,000?
So every single room, at least 10 employees serving that rooms.
Wow.
So that's why expensive. That's why it's prestige compared to other 5-star international hotels.
Oh, wow.
But it was a great experience to me.
So you've met a lot of people, chefs, and of course,
there's a lot of celebrities there, like Leonardo DiCaprio. As for my age, is a hero, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's an action movie star.
Yeah, so this was not only in Dubai, but even when you worked in the U.S., you had many,
like Pierce Brosnan. When I was working the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay, which is basically South San Francisco, and then the Pierce Brosnan was coming to the hotel, and then basically they called actually who's making these dishes. So I was showed up, and it seems like he's kind of surprised because I'm Asian, rather than actually like European or either American. And then he asked me where I'm from. So I'm from Korea, and then he was shaking my hand and chef, your food is such as amazing. And then also W. George Bush, president of the U.S., he's coming to the hotel as well. And then actually he personally walked into the kitchen.
Oh, he walked into the kitchen.
And then he was looking around and then say, who's the chef of this restaurant? And then say, I'm the chef. And then he was shaking my hands as well. And then chef was very memorable experience to himself. And he's actually a customer as well. And also some other celebrities as well. So.
I read that you were also asked to be like a personal chef for someone as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of actually the guests coming to the actually celebrities. And then, of course, I'm a Korean, so I do a lot of actually Asian food as well. But also I can do French.
Sure.
So it's kind of like a multi-layer. So Barbara Strange actually, she came and then she was asking, why don't you working for me to as a personal chef? But that time I want to remain as a hotel chef. So I was like, nowadays, I think all entire my guests, they are my celebrity. Rather than actually who really recognize the celebrity. Because every single customers is they are the one who my celebrities. So way of approach is actually start now is a lot different than before.
Right. So in other words, even if I were to try your food, I would be a celebrity to you, right?
Of course. Like, Jennifer, oh my God, you come to my restaurant.
I'm a celebrity.
Can I take a picture with you? Of course.
Now, we talked about Burj Al Arab. I mean, big hotel. I assume you said there are 2,000 staff members there.
Exactly.
What exactly happens in the kitchen at a place like that, or at hotel restaurants?
Basically, the Burj Al Arab, more than 200 chefs working there, including other people like stewards, you know, more than like almost like 400 staffs working behind the actually area. The basically, especially kitchen. So it's kind of like every single minute we are fighting something. We are war. So screaming, yelling, shouting. I mean, it's kind of fun. That's why sometimes, you know, some TV camera crew coming to the actually inside the kitchen.
I see.
And then the cameraman is so happy to taking all the every different single scene because it's kind of like a reality show of the cooking show. So that's what it is. Bambina now is like growing a lot, right? It's big now, yeah? Now become music soup and changed all the aprons as like Australian ways. Hey, Bernie, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Hey, viewers, this is the executive sous chef of the Burj Al Arab. His name is Pascal King. He's from Australia. It was fantastic food, what he's trying to serve it. And then actually he delivered to the customer to all, everybody has satisfied. And the basically now he become a big potato. Oh, la, 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 la.
Right now, you worked not only in the U.S. but in Dubai. I mean, in China as well.
In China as well. Yeah.
So you've worked in many different foreign countries overseas, and of course, you didn't live in America for a very long time. So it must have been a very difficult time for you when you first got there. What was the toughest part? It could be your time in the U.S. or any other country.
To be honest with you, language.
Language.
My English was really, really bad at the time. It was like what? It was the early 2000. So my English was like, my English level was like, if you ask me direction of some location, whatever, I would say, okay, 100 meters straight, okay, left, okay.
Not bad.
30 meter, okay. That was really bad. And then on the other fact, which is basically, I don't really familiar with the products, like food ingredients.
The
like
names.
The names, like great example, like Granny Smith.
What's that?
Apple name.
Oh.
Like green apple.
Oh, I see.
And Me, as Apple, just Apple, not different names.
Yes.
But when I was actually moved in US and then I went to the market, there's a Red Delicious, Granny Smith, a lot of different like particular their names. So it was not easy to me to realize that and recognize that and memorize myself what product name is it. Like a certain chefs asked me, okay, Edward, can you go to the storeroom to pick up the actually one box of the Granny Smith? I only know the Smith is Mr. Smith. His name. So I said, Granny Smith. What is that? So I go to the storeroom and I look. I asking the storeroom clock, what is Granny Smith? And then the gentleman who looked at me and said, "Oh my God, this poor Asian guy. Okay, come to me. That is Granny Smith." So it was not easy to me to understand about the product names. Every month, whenever I earned actually my salary, I investing myself to around like 70% to buying products and try to food. So, you know, always I told the actually culinary school student, you know, what I can give you my direction, try, taste it. Actually, it's better than actually what you actually study from the book. You know, whenever you taste it, you realize and you memorize actually flavor and taste.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is actually great learning curve as well.
Wow, you invested 70% of your salary. Like
I mean, it was big money.
Yeah,
Right.
I bet. I also heard that you worked very, very hard. I'm sure everyone else worked hard too, but you especially, you punched in very early in the morning, even before sunrise.
Right.
And you punched out...
Like every day or almost midnight, between
1 in the
1 o'clock,
morning?
1 in the morning.
So you would go to work at around 5?
5, and then I finished work 1 o'clock in the morning. And 2 years, no day off. I haven't taken any day off.
Not
because
a single
why?
day?
You know, I have a certain passion about the food. And then basically, I started to actually culinary my career in Korea. And I'm thirsty. I want to learn something more. I want to learn something different. And then finally I got to the US. It was like kind of a paradise to me. I'm like a sponge, you know? I can absorb everything. So I was really happy to work in the kitchen. And then it doesn't really matter. I'm working more than like 18, 19 hours. I was so happy to work there. So, and also, of course, that's why my boss, when he was looking at me, that time I said, like, this guy is crazy. He's working like 18, 19 hours every day. Even the day off, he coming back to the hotel. And then they are really pushing me out of the hotel. So go take rest. Otherwise, you will be die. But I was totally fine. I was so happy to work there.
It's amazing.
I mean, it was tough, but great experience.
So your passion, I guess, was your source of energy that kept you going.
Correct.
But I'm sure, or I think that many of the chefs you worked with maybe disliked you because you were working so hard compared to them.
Right. They want to go home, and then I'm still work there.
Exactly.
I said, Aaron, you don't go? It's okay, just don't worry, go. And I said, come on, you know, every day you work like a double hours than them. But after that, they understand what I'm trying to do. I always say that someday I will go back to my country. And then I like to show that people to have what I learned from you guys.
Right.
So please, you know, understand that, and then please, you know, teaching me more knowledge than, you know, what you know. So it was really great.
So you eventually gave up your job in Berger Arab and returned to Korea.
Right.
What would you say is the biggest reason you returned home to Korea?
There's a lot of different reasons.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I have a kind of homesick as well because, you know, over 10 years left country. But the first of all, I like the people, Koreans, to recognize what is our job. You know, when I was in US, it was actually, they call Caltrain. It's like a public transportation, like a subway in Seoul. And then I was sitting to actually kind of, like early in the morning to go to the work. And then there's one gentleman, and then it seems like they are like friends each other. And then two young boys actually wearing chef jacket.
Oh, I see.
And then culinary school. And then with actually a big bag of a knife toolbox. And then they are like so big smiling. And then they look at each other and then they start to talk. Conversations. Oh, you're a chef. No, sir, I'm a school kid. It was so different impression to myself because at that time in Seoul, in Korea, it was not really familiar as popular as a job to like people. So I want to change our mindset. Basically, our job is not like, just, like lawyer or either doctor. Of course, we are not lawyer, we are doctor, but we are chef, we're making food, and we representing to our dishes to your table, your palate. And end of the day, think about it. If there's no music, people can still survive. If there's no paint, no picture, people can still survive. But if there's no food, you cannot survive it.
No.
Who make the food is a chef.
That's right.
Your mother also chef as well. Of course, they're not professional, but they're still chef. Your father sometimes cook for yourself, or cook for themselves, or cook for their kids. They're the chef as well. So why not?
Oh, wow.
Isn't
I
it?
like what you said about that. So you mean that anybody could be a chef?
Exactly.
Whether you're good at cooking or you're terrible.
Even though once you cook into the instant noodle, you're still chef. You prepare yourself, you're boiling water, you open the package. Sometimes, I like to put something, maybe onions, or sometimes I like to put eggs, whatever. It's every single has different desire of their food.
Yes.
So basically, you're a chef.
Even when it comes to cooking instant noodles,
Exactly.
we all have our own ways of cooking instant noodles.
Sometimes, today I want to put some onion.
Right.
Sometimes I want to put leeks. Sometimes maybe today no eggs. Right?
Yes,
And sometimes, noodle, I want to have a more like crunch, but sometimes no, more overcooked. So every single time you have different desire of the food, and then even though instant noodle. So you're a chef.
Now, aside from globalizing Korean cuisine, what other plans do you have? Do you have any other goals or hopes or plans?
My
for the
personal
future?
goal, actually, it's kind of my dream as well. I want to make a culinary school, but as a free of charge.
Free of charge?
Because nowadays, culinary school is very expensive. Can you imagine if you go to a department store or a grocery or whatever, sometimes you're trying to buy actually ingredient, the price tremendously very expensive. So culinary school, whenever you try to training, you need to buy a product. So you need to spend so much money.
Right.
Where it come from? The school kids' pocket. Actually, their parents' pocket.
But it's still money,
Yeah, exactly. They need to spend so much money. So I like to give you a free school to actually teaching the culinary skills and technical knowledge as well.
In Korea, of course, right?
Of course.
All right. Now, last but not least, we're down to our last question.
Sure.
What does cooking mean to you?
When I was actually a kid, I tried to make more exaggerate myself, like well covered, like love, mother, those kind of things. Nowadays, it's just life. Just life. The cooking is life. So I don't want to well pack to what I'm doing. As cooking is just my life. This is only what I can say.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Oh, I had a wonderful time. I learned a lot through our conversation. And I hope that you continue to globalize or publicize Korean cuisine around the world. And I also hope that your goal of founding a culinary school happens very soon. It becomes a reality very soon.
Sure. Thank you for inviting me Heart to Heart.
Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.